While MLB The Show 2016 was a great entry in the series, The Show 17 takes major strides to make the game more authentic and, in turn, more fun. Expectations are set high early, with a surprisingly good opening video. From there, the menus have been given a fresh look and remain easy to navigate. In-game, lighting has been improved, which is especially notable after the attention it has received over the past few years. Day games are especially vibrant. MLB The Show 17 is also full of new animations that have a definite impact on how the game is played. For instance, infielders read the runners in order to put an appropriate amount of velocity on their throws. No longer will you see a runner beat out a throw because the fielder casually took too long. In the outfield, defenders don't take robotically precise routes to the ball anymore. These animations are very subtle sometimes, but noticeable if you've been a regular fan of the series. Add to these new animations a large increase in hit variety, and you've got a very authentic looking and playing baseball game. Floating line drives, spinning grounders, and wind-blown fly balls look and act very realistically. New MLB Network broadcast elements also increase the game's authenticity. One particularly neat aspect is Show Track, a stat-driven overlay that appears on some replays. It looks exactly like something you'd see on TV. If there's one complaint regarding the presentation of MLB The Show 17, it's that the transitions reveal some frame rate issues. To be fair, these are the only performance hiccups we've seen so far. The MLB Network stuff also brings new commentary, thanks to on-air personalities Harold Reynolds and Dan Plesac. Vasgersian still dominates as the play-by-play guy, but both Plesac and Reynolds offer timely and accurate information.
Well, I think we're going to have to wait and see what the word is from the dugout, but here's another look at it. Wow, tough to tell if he was out for certain from that angle. I can see why this was a really tough call for the umpire.
Unfortunately, repetitive lines of dialogue continue to creep in. Still, this is probably the best team of broadcasters the show has had, thanks to their fresh and interesting dialogue. The three-man crew ably brings the feel of real TV baseball onto the PS4. The three main modes of play return: Road to the Show, Franchise, and Diamond Dynasty. Added to the mix is the new Retro mode, an attempt to replicate old 16-bit games like Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball. While we love those old games, this mode falls flat. The pixelated text and sounds don't quite work with modern graphics. It's likely designed for local multiplayer sessions with your buddies, but there isn't any other reason to revisit it. Road to the Show contains one of our favorite new additions so far. The entire career mode is now framed as a baseball documentary. An off-screen narrator describes the important locker room decisions players will have to make.
After a brief trial move, this prospect is being returned to his original role.
Franchise mode is relatively similar to last year, but the Critical Situations feature is the new star. While simming, if something big is about to happen, the game will pause and allow you to take control. As for Diamond Dynasty, the core components of this card-based mode remain intact. The goals and reward system have been tweaked, with more ways to earn XP and currency throughout the game. The promise of timed events with specific entry requirements is intriguing. On the other hand, it's disappointing that the Conquest game within Diamond Dynasty is unchanged. Finally, while our online experiences have been limited thus far, they haven't been flawless. There was some noticeable lag between swing and contact, and in one instance, a fielder kept glitching out while waiting for a fly ball. Neither issue affected the game as a whole, and the rest of our online matches have been fine. Overall, MLB The Show 17 builds on last year's version by adding some key features and improvements. Most notable are increased hit variety, MLB Network integration, and the Road to the Show documentary. All of these additions make the game feel more like real baseball. This authenticity makes games more fun to play, and it's easier than ever to become invested in every pitch. For more video game reviews, stay tuned to IGN.